Om Shanti. Today Baba says in the Murli, you are now neither in hell nor in heaven. The anchors of those who have become Brahmins have now been raised from this dirty world. You have now left the shores of the iron-aged world, have you? Have you raised your anchor from the dirty world and have you left the shore of the iron-aged world? Have you left it? Yes, because some are too afraid to leave it. So they want to go ahead and they still want to be on the shore. Yes, but if you want to chart the waters, you leave the shore. And you can't do both. But that's the interesting thing. You want to have the security of the shore and then you want to move ahead. That's not possible. So Baba usually gives a very interesting analogy for this. He says that, there was this person who rowed his boat all night. And then in the morning, he realized that he's stuck in the same place because he had not raised the anchor of his boat. So the boat, he has made a lot of effort all night, but he has not moved an inch because that anchor, the boat is tied to the shore and he didn't lift that anchor, he just kept rowing. So there are many who don't lift the anchor and they just keep rowing the boat. So are you one of those? Or have you lifted your anchor from the old world? Because some want to have the best of both worlds, but that's not an option. It doesn't exist. So physically we continue to be here, but that's only for seva. And through the buddhi, we have to be completely detached from the old world. We have to engage with everything because seva requires us to engage. But being attracted or being attached to anything in the old world will stop you from moving ahead on this journey. So Baba says that you are neither in hell or nor in heaven, the anchors of those who have become Brahmins. So we are studying from Shiv Baba through Brahma Baba, and we are all BKs, but those who are Brahmins. Yes, so those who are Brahmins and those who Baba entrusts with the yajna. So, those who are the caretakers of Baba's task. Are you a Brahmin or are you a BK? So, just ask yourself, are you a Brahmin? Because, when a yajna is created, Brahmins are the ones who take care of the yajna. So, does Shiv Baba depend on you for his task? That's important. And those Brahmin children who Baba depends on have raised their anchors from this dirty world. You have now left the shores of the iron-aged world. Some Brahmins are going ahead very fast and some are slow on the pilgrimage of remembrance. Now, the first thing is, if our anchors have not been raised, the pilgrimage is not started. We are just rowing the boat and not going anywhere, okay? So we might be making a lot of effort, but it's not going anywhere because our attachments still lie in the old world. And those who have left the shore, when they are making effort, they are going ahead. Now amongst those, there are those who are making fast effort, there are those who are making slow effort. And then Baba says, when some let go of the Father's hand. Now there are some very intelligent ones who leave the shore row the boat, go some distance, and then leave the hand. And if you just jump from the boat in the middle of the water, you choke and drown. So Baba says, when some let go of the father's hand, they choke and drown. That is, they end up in the Iron Age again. And then they end up in the Iron Age, but they are worse than they were earlier because they don't fit in anywhere anymore. You know, the boatman is now taking you across. So once you leave the shore, you stick to the boatman. Yes? So he's taking you across. There are many types of physical pilgrimage. Your pilgrimage is only the one and it is completely unique. And then in any pilgrimage, in any journey by sea, there is one interesting phenomena called storms. So here also you have to weather the storms. So Baba says, storms do come and they break your remembrance. Make effort to make this pilgrimage of remembrance very firm. Now, what is this pilgrimage all about? It is about remembering Baba. And when you make this remembrance very firm, then you move ahead and also the storms are not able to do anything to you. Now today in the Murli, Baba says something very nice and interesting. Baba says, there is two types of yoga, Hatha yoga and Raj yoga. Okay. Now there are many phones we receive in the center and they say, do you teach yoga? We say, yes. Then they say, do we need to bring a mat from tomorrow? So we'll say, no, we don't teach yoga, we teach yoga. So then we have to explain that it's not Hatha yoga, it is Raj yoga. And then what is Hatha yoga? So Hatha yoga is the yoga of the body. And you're trying to tame the body by force. And then Baba says that Raj yoga is very simple. Raj yoga is remembering Baba. Raj yoga, if anybody asks you what is Raj yoga, you know, there are many people who, they finish the course and they ask, when will we start meditation? Yes, so that's because we don't understand that. Now you've been given the knowledge of who you are, who is Baba. Now you stay in that consciousness. That's Raj yoga. When you are in the consciousness of who you are and in the remembrance of Baba, that's Raj yoga. And this Raj yoga, this remembrance, is going to make you a deity. And this takes a lot of time to sit in the buddhi, how this remembrance will burn our past sins, how this remembrance will not allow us to make new sins, and how this remembrance will make us to accurate karma and earn a fortune. So Baba says, Raj yoga is simply remembering Baba. And the interesting thing is, when you remember Baba, so Baba's in the Murli today says that remembering Baba is not like remembering Shri Krishna. Yes, and in the Murli Baba says that I come and teach you Raj yoga, Krishna cannot teach it. Okay, why Krishna cannot teach Raj yoga? Because Raj yoga is all about becoming a soul and remembering the bodiless. Okay, and because Shri Krishna is a bodily being, when Shri Krishna would say, remember me, you will not make an effort to become a point of light. You will be a body and remember a body. And then body consciousness will never go away. So this is why Baba says, remembering Baba is a 3-step procedure. Always remember this. A, forget your bodily relations and bodily religion. Become a soul. And C, remember Baba. Okay? So it's not like just remember Baba. Then that will be like begging to Baba, not remembering Baba. So first thing is, you come to that state where you are just a soul. You are not remembering anything of this world. You have lifted your buddhi from identification with your bodily context. So we have a physical context which is unique to this birth, and we have to forget that whole context, come to that place in our awareness where I'm a soul that came from the soul world empty one day. And that soul whose all relations and every attainment is with Baba. And then with that love, with that belonging, with that sense of relationship, we remember Baba. So Baba says, this is the remembrance that is a pilgrimage that will make you cover the milestones, that will make you burn the sins. And Baba says, pay very good attention to this pilgrimage, because this remembrance is Raj Yoga. And Raj Yoga is the yoga that makes you the king of kings, or that makes you a deity. So Baba says, pay attention to this Raj Yoga. Okay. Now, today Baba says something very thought-provoking. Baba says, sweet children, you have to become accurate in your thoughts, words and actions, because you are the Brahmin top-knots who are even higher than the deities. Now the deities are perfect. Yes, and the deities are everything that is possible. Yes, full in virtues, full in proficiency, skilled at the best. And Baba says, you, the Brahmins, are higher than the deities, because the deities don't have something which you have, which is knowledge. Yes, Baba says the deities are royal Buddhus. They have all the royalty and no knowledge. Okay, so they have everything, but they don't know what they have. So Baba says you are higher than the deities, and you Brahmins, or we Brahmins, Baba's Shrimat for today is, we have to be accurate in our thought, word and action. Now this accuracy is a very interesting thing. So, this word accurate is very thought-provoking, because there is this word called perfect, and we know we can't be perfect now, right? And if you strive for perfection, you will be very disappointed and disheartened. So what is accurate? So there are words like right, there is a word like accurate, and there is a word perfect. And I was just thinking about these things today. So I'll give you one example. So, there is this Mata, and she was once making chapatis in the center. Okay, and then she was making chapatis which were far away from round. Okay, so they were not even close to round. So I said, try to make them round. Okay, I just said, you try to make them round. Then she said, okay, Didi. And then she tried. And then some days later, she told me Didi, I want to ask one question. So I said, yes. Then she said, you see, the chapati has to go to the stomach. Okay? And if it is cooked well, it is fine. What is the point in making it round? So you told me to make round chapatis that day. I tried. But the thing is, I don't get the logic of it. So even if it is in the shape of the country's map, it is okay. And it has to go to the stomach. Then I said, I didn't tell you to make it round. I said, try to make it round. Yes, because when you do any action, you do it the best possible. This is about the dignity of the doer. Yes, when you do something, it is not about the purpose of it. It's about the dignity of the one who is doing it. Yes, and you know, when you see a round chapati, you give blessings. You eat both of them, right? But when something is done beautifully and well, then it earns blessings. And it's so natural. I'll tell you one thing. So one day, you know, I was giving the class, and then when I came out of the room, so there is this Mata who was on seva in the Bhandara, in the kitchen, and she had cleaned the whole Bhandara spick and span. You know, it was like very nicely cleaned, and then after that she started making the toli which she had been given the seva for, and she didn't have to say anything or anything, but I suddenly had a lot of good wishes for her. So when you see something that's done well, it's done with the heart, then it earns blessings. And any knowledgeful soul gives blessings not to perfection but to effort. I'm also telling you this one thing because, you know, sometimes people in ego, they will only be happy when you do something perfectly. But with the Brahmin family, it's not like that. The Brahmin family appreciates the effort. So when anybody makes an effort to do something well, that effort earns blessings. And that effort also makes you break your limitations. Okay, so Baba says, you have to try to be accurate in your thought, word, and action. And although we know so you know, if you really ask me a definition for the difference between perfection and accuracy, so accuracy is the perfection of the knowledgeful. So accuracy is the perfection of the knowledgeful. So we have the knowledge, and you know, we understand that when you are knowledgeful, perfection is not the same thing as when you are not knowledgeful. Yes, for example, if somebody created a very beautiful piece of work, maybe food or art or anything, but they didn't do it with humility. They didn't do it with nimit bhav, not the feeling of an instrument. Then that may be perfect, but that's not accurate. Because according to knowledge, the energy with which you do it is as important. So when you say accurate, it is knowledgefully perfect karma. So, you know, it's but not perfect, because you know according to knowledge that this is Kal Yuga. And even if you plan for the best possible will happen. The best will not happen. Okay, so you plan things to the best of your knowledge, ability, carry them out with the best of intention, put in honest effort, and the final product that you get is accurate karma. And that's what Baba encourages us for. And I always say this in my sessions that I have one principle, कुछ भी करो तो उसमें जान लगा दो. So, you do anything, you just fully invest in it. And along with that investment, you should have surrender, you should have humility, and you must know that you are an instrument for Baba. So the vibration that you are creating, or the atmosphere that you are creating while doing it, is as important. And then, even about thoughts. So there is something in the Murli that Baba says which is related to this point of accuracy, and I want to read that out. And Baba in the Murli today says that the Father gives advice after feeling each one's pulse, because he feels, why should I give such advice that children would not be able to follow it? He gives advice after feeling each one's pulse. And when I say that it is the perfection of the knowledgeful, then there is one knowledge that Baba has given us, which is every soul has a set of sanskars. And when you are creating a thought, speaking words, or doing action towards another soul, you must take into account the knowledge of their sanskars that you have. And when you take into account the knowledge of their sanskars that you have, and you think, speak, and act accordingly, with good intent, you want to encourage them, uplift them, but you also should know where to begin with. And if you just start creating thoughts and speaking words which are very lofty and idealistic, and which that soul is not in a position to grasp or carry out, then it doesn't mean anything. So, for somebody who has never entered the kitchen, you give them a target to chop potatoes. You don't tell them to cook a meal. So when you create a thought, when you speak a word, you should speak it accurately. Accurately, when you do anything accurately, then it meets success. And when you don't do something accurately, when you do more or less than the accurate, then it fails, because you are wasting your time and energy into creating thoughts which will not materialize. So this accuracy is an aspect of being soul conscious, being in Baba's remembrance. And when you are in Baba's remembrance, you are knowledgeful, loveful, pure, powerful. And in that stage, you do things that are accurate. Okay, you give tasks, you give directions, you talk, you uplift, you use words that are accurate, that the other soul is encouraged and motivated to imbibe. Okay, so do you do accurate karma? Yes, because every day in the center, we have this discussion about Josh and Hosh, When you're excited, you do more than necessary, and other times you have that bear syndrome where you don't take the step of courage. So it's always very body conscious. So when you're body conscious, you are either in Josh or in Hosh. And then there is no accurate karma. So body consciousness has many forms. And today, this thing that Baba is talking about, accurate karma, is also a window into what body consciousness is, what soul consciousness is. And when you're soul conscious, when you're knowledgeful, when you're doing everything with purity and in a loveful, respectful state, when you're generous hearted, and also you know the limitations of the drama and the sanskars of the other soul, then you do accurate karma. And accurate karma give you happiness, accurate karma meets success, and accurate karma makes you earn blessings. And when I was doing my training, teacher's training, at that time, there was a session where Didi ji told me a very nice thing, or told everybody a very nice thing. They said that a good Brahmin should have 3 qualities: active, alert, and accurate. Active, alert, and accurate. And we understood this one quality in detail today, and I'm glad that Baba's Murli gave us an opportunity. And I also want you to churn over active and alert. And there is a difference between alert and hypovigilant. When you're hypervigilant, it's because of fear. And when you are alert, it's because of a sense of responsibility. Yes, so there is a difference. So it's very important to be alert, because if you're not alert, you're careless. And then you are invoking the door to Maya. You're opening the door and invoking Maya. So you have to be alert where you are standing or sitting, what you're talking, what is the environment, what is the right thing to do. You can't be callous. The speed with which you have to walk, or you have to be alert, you have to be aware of your surroundings, you have to be aware of your state. There has to be alertness on the inside and the outside. Alertness is an aspect of conscious living. And Baba says you cannot live unconsciously now. So one has to live consciously, and alertness is an aspect of that. But don't be hypervigilant, because if you are if you are operating from fear, then you will be, then you'll be thinking more than necessary, or taking more precautions than necessary, and unnecessarily waste your time and energy and thought. So that's all. And again, it comes from soul consciousness. Because if you're body conscious, then you'll try to be alert and end up being hypervigilant. So that's there. So, and active also, because lazy person is not a good Brahmin, of course. Okay. So you have to create a new world. So you can't do that lying on the bed. So active is very important. Okay. And then Baba today says that don't forget you are a Brahmin. And when children come for drishti, and sometimes you have to give drishti as an instrument for Baba, there is something that I always hold in my drishti, that this child of Baba who is listening to the Murli, who is participating in the yajna, following the maryadas, and who is donating their body, mind, and wealth for the creation of heaven, is not an ordinary soul. And I deeply believe in this, that no ordinary soul at this time has the power or the buddhi or the capacity to follow Srimad. So, and those who are paying attention to study, yoga, dharana and seva, they are not ordinary. And Baba says, never think you are ordinary. And you must always know that you are a Brahmin soul and God is teaching you through Brahma Baba and making you a deity. So never forget that. And when you never forget that, you are always in this awareness, then you will have access to many powers and capacities within you, which you forget in ordinary consciousness. So, never create this thought, I am an ordinary being. No, we are not. We might look ordinary, talk ordinary, but we are not ordinary. And Baba says, never forget that you are not ordinary. You are a Brahmin soul. And when you just seat yourself in this seat of self-respect, then you will be able to function as you should function. Because consciousness will determine your attitude and your action. So this is what Baba says today. And then Baba today in the blessing says, may you be a master creator who stays away from all attractions of creation with your powerful stage. So, there is God, the supreme creator. Then there is souls, or Brahmin souls at least, who are master creators. And then there is the creation. Okay? So anything that is in this world that you see with your eyes is a creation. And you are the master creator. So you cannot be attracted to your creation. Right? So that's creation, this whole world. There is nothing in this world which is so attractive that you get attracted to it, because you understand the beginning, middle and end of it. And you are the master creator. Baba is knowledgeful, you are the master knowledgeful. So just like a magician is not enchanted by the magic, because he knows the secret behind the magic. So although this world might look very attractive to the people in the world, but you are the person who knows the whole secret behind this play. And you know how everything that looks attractive today has no guarantee, no warranty, and it's all perishable. So Baba says, you don't get attracted to the creation. You know the secret behind the creation. And Baba says that when you are in that stage of the master creator, then you will be able to, Baba says, you will be able to create with your powerful stage. So here I want to talk about the difference between reaction and creation. Okay, so when we come to Baba and you ask anybody, what is the aim of your meditation? Then they usually say, I want to stop reacting. Yes, I want to stop reacting. I want to stop reacting to situations. I want to stop reacting to behaviors. I want to stop reacting to erratic behaviors of the physical body. But Baba says, you are not here just to stop reacting. You are a creator. That's another stage. That's beyond not reacting. And Baba says, many children are not able to go to that stage of a creator. So, many people say that this person behaves badly with me and I just don't react. But do you know, you have the power to create a deity out of them. And you're not even thinking about it because you are so busy not reacting. So Baba says, now shift from this place that I'm not a reactor to I am a creator. So we are not in Gyan just to not be something. We are a creator, a master creator. And Baba says, when you understand your position, when you just have this Swaman, that I'm with Baba carrying out this task of creating Satyug, then anything in this world is not attracting you. So, any behavior, good or bad, any scene, ugly or beautiful, is not attracting you. And you are only focused on what to create out of it. So you can see everything and everyone in their original quality, and you have the power to create everything out of nothing. Okay, so Baba says today, when a master creator remains stable in the powerful stage and intoxication of being master knowledgeful, he will then be able to stay away from all attractions. So not only does the good attract, the bad also attracts. And nothing will be able to attract you and waste your energy by entangling you in it. When you position yourself that I am knowledgeful and I am the master creator. Yes. And let me give you a very simple example for this. So, there was this one sister and she used to make a lot of mistakes all day, while being in the bandara or doing seva. And then there was another sister who used to always question her mistakes. So, she used to waste her time and energy over that soul's mistakes. So every time, why did she do this? Couldn't she do it this way? Is it so hard to understand? Is it? So even if it's a few words, it wastes your time and energy and thought. And then every time she came to the scene, they both came to the senior sister, or she came to the senior sister with that complaint. The senior sister would say, it's been 6 months, this sister makes the same mistake every day. So have you not learned that she makes mistakes? So are you not knowledgeful? So, and every time she used to get this answer. And slowly she became knowledgeful that, it is what it is. It is not changing and it is okay. This is prefixed in the drama. And then she started focusing her time and thought on better things and also on giving good wishes to that sister. And that's how she changed from a reactor to a creator. Okay, so this is a very simple example I'm giving you. And Baba says this is because the creation will now create even more different colors and forms. So there'll be so many things going on, and how much time and energy are you going to devote to that which is ever changing? And then Baba says, this is another set. Baba says, all the mistakes that remain of childhood, such as laziness, carelessness, and a don't care attitude, you have to forget. So one is you don't have to react. Another thing is you have to become responsible. When you were children, when you had just come to Baba, you were lazy, careless, and you didn't care was okay. But now Baba is looking up to you. So Baba says, leave that. Leave the tantrums of childhood of laziness, carelessness, and don't care attitude behind. You can then reveal your powerful form of a Shakti. And every Baba's child is Shakti. And we need to come to that powerful form. Your form of holding the weapons and your constantly lit form. So that form which is so powerful that nothing can upset it, and that form which is so constantly lit that it can illuminate the whole world. That form will come into place when we leave the old practices behind. Only then will you be called a master creator. Okay? Om Shanti.